Well, hello. Hi, how are you? I hope this video finds you well. This video finds me in the kitchen, yet again, making dinner. And on the menu tonight, we are making Ritz chicken. Ritz baked chicken. Baked Ritz chicken. I don't know why anytime I ever get on here, I can never formulate words or cohesive sentences, but nevertheless, I have a large box of Ritz crackers that I used a few out of for Thanksgiving. I need to figure out some things to do with them, get them off the shelf. They're taking up too much room. So we're going to do a little baked chicken dredged in Ritz crackers. You put a little couple pats of butter on there and bake it. Divine. So that's what's for dinner tonight. Sit back, relax, and let's get started. So to begin, we are going to, I took out several bags of chicken breasts that I had packaged up and frozen. We're going to take them out and put them in the bowl because we are going to make a little dredging station. And I think I'm just going to do the good old Ziploc bag method, kind of like how I did my fried chicken. Put the chicken in, do the eggs, and then we'll yabba dabba do. We'll what are we going to do? Pulverize. We're going to we're going to crush up our Ritz, put them in a baggie, and then we'll take them out of the egg and put them in the crushed up Ritz crackers and shake them around and then take them off and put them on a baking pan. So let's get our chicken out and in the bowl. Get that. We'll do this step one. So I only have 4 eggs. So I'm going to do 4 eggs, and then to substitute, to kind of stretch it, I'm going to add a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and you basically just enough to kind of coat the chicken and moisten it so it the crushed up Ritz can stick to it. So I'm going to add the eggs and cream, and I think I'm just going to use this seasoning. It's a complete seasoning. It has a little of everything in it. So instead of trying to do 50 million different seasoning variations, I'm just going to do this because it's kind of like the label says, complete. And then with the Ritz is going to be buttery and salty. So this will add just kind of like the herb flavoring, kind of like, it reminds me of like a Mrs. Dash-esque. So let's get this going. And then I'm just going to dump the chicken in here. And I'm probably just going to put it all because I think I have 2, 4, 6, 8. I think I have 8 pieces of chicken, so I'm just gonna throw it all in the bag and then zhuzh it around because it doesn't have to be pristinely coated because it's just egg, and then it's kind of like a quick go, and then you put it in the pan, so it doesn't have to be. There's no perfection required here, which is why I love it. Okay, let's begin. Do you want to come closer? Or do you think you're fine? I think we're fine for now? Okay. Ask your question. And then I just go ahead and answer for you. Typical mom move, I guess. My kids will always say, why do you even ask? Well, because sometimes I have to hear myself. And then it's like, after I say it, I hear it, and I think about it, and then I just make a executive decision on the spot. Okay, there's my eggs. I always smell it just to make sure because the worst thing that could happen is you dump it in, it comes out clumpy, then your eggs ruined. My last 4 eggs would be ruined, and then my whole dinner would be ruined. So, give a sniff, passes the sniff test. She good. Got cream in, and now we're gonna add some seasoning. A few tablespoons, because this is all the seasoning we're gonna have for the chicken, besides the Ritz crackers seasoning. Oh, excuse me. Oh, oh my God. Whew. There's just a a cloud of seasoning. What is it? There's dehydrated vegetables, garlic and onion, salt. That's what it is. Spices, herbs. It was like onion powder, what I was choking on. Anyway, so I'm gonna just go ahead and like scramble these eggs up, get them all mixed up, and get the seasoning mixed. So then that way I can just throw the chicken in, and then this egg coating will already be mixed. Get all the yolks broke. A broke yolk, better than a broke joke. Add in our chicken. And you can see how this is just a whole piece of chicken, just a regular chicken breast. You could slice it in half if you wanted, A, to stretch it, and B, some people like thinner, like a thinner cut chicken, which completely fine. But for this, I feel like I'm just going to leave it a little thicker, so then that way, because the coating's going to be pretty intense with the Ritz crackers, but then you'll have more of the actual meat of the chicken. It won't just seem like so much breading. So that's my thought process. Anyway, but when if I was going to fry it, then I would definitely cut it into at least half. Sometimes the big ones, you can cut into thirds. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to leave them whole so you get one whole piece of breast, because some people may cut it in half and share a breast, or eat the whole breast and then just have one. It's not like if they were thinner, they may have to come back for a couple. But you do it like this and call it good. So we're going to toss our chicken around in this egg mixture until it's coated, and then we will work on the Ritz crumbs. Okay, now onto the Ritz. I'm going to crush them in the sleeve and then pour them in here, and then I'll probably crush them again in the bag. I'm going to start with 4 sleeves since I have 8 fairly large chicken breasts, and then if we need more, then I'll smash up more, but I don't want to get too much because I don't want to waste them. Waste not, want not, I always say. Okay, donezo. You can put these through a food processor if you want. You can use a rolling pin to smash them out. You can smash them, crunch them, however works best for you. You can make them super thin, or super fine like a breadcrumb. You can make them chunkier like a panko, or you can even make them, leave them even like this top layer, the bigger chunks, kind of like the saltine. I know I've seen people do it with saltine crackers, and they're just kind of like a rough crush for the saltine breaded chicken. I personally have never had it or made it, but it's what it kind of reminds me of. If you want to, if that's what you like, go ahead. And then you can also, what I had toyed with going back and forth is dredging your chicken and then pressing it down and only doing half. Kind of like there's a variation where you do chicken breast and you slather half of it, the top half, with mayonnaise, and then you press it down into shredded or grated Parmesan cheese, and then you bake it cheese side up, and then it kind of bakes and makes a crust. So I thought about doing it one-sided, just kind of pressed. But you put like a half a stick of butter, little cubes everywhere, and then it kind of bakes in that and gets crispy. So I decided there's lots of times to reinvent the wheel, but when it's some tried and true that you know your family's going to eat, not the time. So again, kicking it with my best friend, disposable aluminum pan. I'm just debating if I want to take the chicken out of the egg mixture and put it in and shake it up, or if I just want to put it in, pour out the crumbs, and then kind of press it. I think probably that's what I'm going to do because, like I said, there's some very big breasts. So I don't want it to be too overcrowded or stick to the sides, and then most of the breadcrumbs stick to the egg that's stuck to the bag and then is a waste. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another pan, pour out my breadcrumbs, and then take out my chicken and then just go from the chicken, slap it in the breadcrumbs front and back, and then put it in the pan. So let me go get another pan. Another pan it is. So I just feel like that may be the best bet. I think I'm going to look because there was one, because I will reuse these if they're not very dirty, like if the kids just make chicken nuggets in it or something. But this one has a little poke. It's not poked through, but I'm going to use this one for the breadcrumbs just to be safe. And the other ones I'll use to actually bake. I'm going to use two. I was going to use my big casserole dish, but like I said, these chicken breasts are fairly large, so I want them to be like a single. I don't want to be too squished because I want the butter to be able to get in between them, because then that's what kind of cooks and it kind of crisps up. Because if not, then you run the risk of the bottom being all soggy, and nobody likes soggy breading. And you don't have to spray them or oil them or do anything because, like I said, you put some pats of butter in it, and so then that will melt and then lube up the bottom so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, hold on. I gotta make some room. I have half my Christmas decorations still out. I gotta get some command hooks because I don't want to put so many holes in the wall, but I gotta hang up our stockings. So they're still just hanging out here waiting to fulfill their Christmas destiny. So if you see little floppy ears or things, a little behind the scenes for you, if you will. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get cooking. It smells good. This seasoning really is good. I got it at either Sam's Club or Costco, one of the big box stores. But you probably can find it at a smaller one too. We'll just use a fork, press it down. Doesn't have to be like back and forth, you know, like when you flour, dredge it. Give it a little coat, give it a little press down. Dang, man. Look at this. Took up almost the whole pan. We'll have to see. I may need a bigger pan. I mean, what I should get, they have, I think this is like a half, well, I don't even know, sheet pan. It's like a half sheet pan. They have the full size sheet pan. I need to get some of the bigger ones because like this would be perfect for that. But I'm trying to reduce how much I cook because I'll make so much and I don't need that much anymore. So instead of making a full sheet pan of cornbread dressing or macaroni and cheese or whatever it is, if I have a smaller container, I will make a smaller one, or sometimes I'll make two, but it just kind of cuts down. I don't need as big anymore, but they come in handy certain times, and this being one of them. If I would have had it, it'd be perfect, but it'll be okay. And I can kind of nestle them in close together, because that butter will. The chicken will shrink up a little bit as it cooks. I mean, not a whole lot, but enough that they won't be touching. Gives the butter that we dabble around in there chance to melt and all that good stuff. Sheesh. Biggins. I think I'm only going to get 3 in here. Oh well, that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to continue to breadcrumb crust, stick them in the pan. If I need to get another pan, if they fill up too quick, I'll grab another pan and then keep this train rolling. Okay, my last one. And I did end up grabbing another pan. So I have 2 pans of 3 and then 1 pan of 2. I took the 2 largest chicken breasts and put them in a pan together because these are pretty large. I got them at Costco for a 40-pound box of chicken breasts. Boneless skinless chicken breast was $65. So it just comes in a box and it's just all chicken breasts, but they're like still the fat on it. A lot of them are still connected, just kind of like the whole chicken breast. So you have to kind of like process it yourself, which I don't mind doing because it saves me a lot of money. Because I should have looked and seen how much it was, but the pack of chicken at Costco is about $25, $25 to $30, and you get 2, 4, 6. I think you get 12 smaller. Like this would be 2 of the Costco chicken, the pre-packaged chicken breast. So anyway, it's just economically makes more sense to be able to get it, and then you kind of just gotta dedicate a day, a few hours, and process it, cut it up, and bag it, freeze it. Then you have. So what I'll do, I'll slice it. So I'll have like a freezer bag of 12 sliced chicken breast, and like I had several bags of just 2 because, like I said, they were fairly large. So if you cut them, then that's double. Or if you third them, you could even cut them in 3 to have thinner, like for the chicken cutlets and stuff. You want a thin piece of chicken. And then one of them took up like almost a whole quart-sized bag because it was so large. So I just did a few of them with just 1 chicken breast, because with like the teriyaki chicken or different kind of, when you're chopping up the chicken and you're using it for chicken and rice and different meals you make, you can use 1 chicken breast to feed your whole family. And that to me is worth it. So let me just configure this chicken so I can get this other bad boy in here. There. Let me wash my hands, bring it closer, and show you what I'm doing. Okay, we got our, see, look at this. This was 1 chicken breast I just cut in half. And then what I'm going to do is the leftover breadcrumbs, I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them, give them a sprinkle on the top. Not too much, just a nice little, little coating. Probably about half a handful on top of each chicken breast. Okay, whoa, hold on. What's happening? Well, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to bake these in a 375-degree oven for probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm going to start checking them. Normally, you just do it for about 30 minutes if you had, like, say, 1 pan. But in about 30 minutes, then I'm going to start internal temperature checking them. And once they hit 165, the fattest part of the meat, about halfway down. When you put your meat thermometer, you don't want to shove it all the way down to the bottom because then you're getting down the bottom by the heat source. So you want to put it about halfway through whatever meat you're testing in the biggest part of your meat. Or if you have, say you're doing this with a bone-in chicken breast, you'll want to get it next to the bone. So anyway, throw it in the oven uncovered, 375 degrees for 45-ish minutes, anywhere from 30 to an hour. So 30 minutes and then start checking it and go longer if needed. And along with dinner, to make it super simple, I think I'm just going to do good old Great Value cheddar broccoli pasta and sauce. Oh, hello. And then a vegetable. Maybe I'll do roasted broccoli since we're having broccoli cheddar sauce. Or would that be too much broccoli? Broccoli cheddar noodles with chicken and broccoli? Or, I mean, I don't want to do corn. I feel like, well, I don't know, maybe corn would be good. Oh, maybe do I have enough cream? Maybe I'll do skillet corn. That's what we can do. We'll make skillet corn together also. No, just kidding. No skillet corn. I like to put in some bacon. And plus, I don't want to open up my Parmesan cheese yet until later in the week when I'm going to be using it. So, vegetable on the side to be determined. Well, folks, I figured it out. Are you ready to know? Boom! Frozen green beans. I'm going to cook them on the stove. It's a pretty simple process, but maybe I'll show you when I do that too. Oh my goodness. I almost forgot the best part. The butter. We're going to cube it up into little cubes because we're going to dot it all around the chicken. Okay. They kind of get stuck together. Got to kind of work quick for it to melt. Oops. They kind of just dot it all the way around. So as it melts, it kind of cooks in the butter. And this was one stick, which is plenty. Oh man, just dropped it. Guess I'll put here. This one is big and has two. Put one on one side. There we go. Now she's ready. Beautifully ready to be basted and cooked. Alrighty. I will see you back when these are about done and I start the pasta and the green beans. Okay, so for my green beans, I'm going to do about a quarter stick of butter. I'm going to put on the bottom. I'm going to dump my packet. You could microwave this if you wanted, steam them, but I'm just going to make them on the stove. I like to boil the water out and then it kind of sautés slightly in the butter and makes it not so mushy. Gives it a little bit better of texture. So I'm going to dump my green beans right on top of the butter. Then about a cup of water I'm just going to pour right on top of the green beans. And then that's it. I'm just going to let them cook. I'm going to let them boil. I'm going to boil most of this water out, and then it will toss around in the butter, and I may do a little salt and pepper, and I may do a little onion and garlic powder also when to finish. I don't think I'm going to worry about showing you the pasta because literally I'm just going to follow the directions on the back, and I'm not going to zhuzh it up any. I'm not going to try to make it my own at all. I'm just going to make it basic. Just follow the directions. And this is how we want it. Good old granny green beans. Most of the water is cooked out and you're left with just the buttery juice. And it coats all the green beans. Okay, grab a plate. Let's eat. Thanks for making dinner with me. Love ya. So make sure to like and subscribe so you know when to come back because we have some fun things coming down the pipeline on the menu. Some good food, some fun and different food. And then also, 'tis the season, we're going to start making some candy, making some Christmas sweet treats. I feel like Thanksgiving is all about the food and Christmas is all about the treats. So we have some fun old school, we have some fun quick and easy, we have some fun cheap and inexpensive family fun. So come on back and we'll see what we get into.